Hi class, and welcome to this week's lesson. Lesson 14. You made it. This is the final week of instruction. Just want to start off apologizing for the informality of this video. Shooting it in my truck. I think I've kind of done this a couple of times in the semester. You just gotta find the time when you've got the time to get things done. So kind of been one of those weeks, just super busy and got a lot going on. With teaching, with my day job. It's the holiday season, so just a busy week. So with this week, being the last week of the semester, there's no new material. And the reason for that is it's kind of meant to be a week that you reflect on the semester. Kind of, if you think back to, the learning process, right? You learn new material, you practice it. But if you don't go back and kind of think back on all that stuff that you did, that you might forget it. So that's what this week's kind of geared towards, is an opportunity to kind of reflect on the entire semester, everything you've learned, and really be able to prepare yourself for the next semester coming up as well. So with that, I just want to talk a little bit about a few of the key assignments, because it's not like there's nothing to do. You just not going to turn anything in. We still do have some assignments that you need to turn in, and that they will be graded. So make sure that you get these done on time. The first assignment is there's going to be a discussion board this week. So I know we haven't done these all semester long. Kind of going back to the very first week where we had like our introductory discussion board. Only this discussion board is going to be focused on how did you get through the semester. I know it's been a challenge. Everybody's got different things going on, and so it's kind of an opportunity for you to just reflect on, how did I do it, right? How did I get my assignments turned in on time every week? How did I go to the gathering every Thursday, right? How did I get through this semester? And so you can post that in the discussion board, and then after you post yours, make sure to read some of your classmates. Similar to that introductory one, you need to go around and you need to comment on other people's, read theirs. One thing I think that's pretty neat about this assignment is, maybe there was parts that you struggled getting through with on the semester, and you just couldn't ever think of like a different way to do something. And maybe somebody else will post, I found this great trick, I would go to bed an hour earlier so I could wake up an hour earlier, and I did better at working in the morning or something like that. Maybe somebody's got an idea that you can implement next semester in your schoolwork. And so make sure to read around on those. I apologize. Phone call. And see what other people have done. The next assignment, sorry, I'm looking down at my notes here, is a letter to a new student. So I think this is kind of a fun one. You're going to write a letter to a new student, and the things that you should talk about in that letter is, what do they need to do to be successful, and what do they need to do to be prepared for this class. As you write this letter, I want to emphasize that remember those good writing practices, right? Good topic sentences and paragraphs, good concluding sentences and paragraphs. Make sure that you have paragraphs, that it's not just one long excerpt, right? Maybe you should probably at least have one paragraph for what they can do to be prepared for this class, and then another paragraph for what they can do to be successful in this class, and then a little bit of an introductory paragraph and a little bit of a conclusion, right? So I'm looking for probably at least 4 paragraphs there, an introductory, and the 2 paragraphs with answering those questions, and then kind of a concluding paragraph. But it's meant to be fun and just kind of a neat thing, and one of those things that kind of causes you to reflect as well. And that's really all we have for assignments this week that you'll be turning in and being graded on, that at least I'll be seeing. I mean, there's still some other quizzes and stuff that are things that you'll fill out that are just auto-graded, and like your attendance report and stuff like that. But the last things I just want to kind of remind you is that as the course closes this Saturday on December 21st, that's the last day to turn things in. That includes late work. So make sure that you get this week, get your assignments turned in on time, because you're not going to be able to turn them in late. Unfortunately, after the 21st, they shut it out. I've only got like a day or two to kind of finalize the grade book, and with it being the holidays and Christmas and everything, that's going to be a pretty tight time crunch there to get that all done. So they close off the course, and you don't really have, there's no chance to go back and resubmit things late after this week. So please, please, please get this week's stuff turned in on time, as well as any late assignments that you're working on. Get those turned in so I can still get those graded for some partial credit for you. The last thing that I would ask of you is to look at your grades and your assignments early on in the week, right? If there's issues or questions that you have, please be emailing me early on in the week. If you don't look at them until Friday or even Saturday and email me, that just, that timeline that I'm going to be able to maybe, from when I read the email to respond, and, the lag there, it just may be it's probably going to be cutting it too close, and you may not get the response that you want, or you may not be able to get something done that you need. So, please, if there's anything, I definitely would encourage is please make sure that you're looking at that early on in the week. If you have issues, you're emailing me like on Tuesday or Wednesday so we can get it all figured out before the weekend. But yeah, that's all I really have as far as work for this week. And just lastly, I just want to thank you all for taking this class. This was my first semester teaching PC 101. So it was a learning experience for me as well. As you guys know, and for my introductory, I typically teach math, and so this was kind of fun to refresh some of my English skills and get back into English. I will be teaching PC 102 next semester, so maybe I'll see some repeats in there. Maybe some of you will have me for PC 102. With that, I just, the university sent out an email to all of us instructors asking us to remind you guys, make sure that you are signing up for PC 102 before the deadline, and I'll kind of just copy and paste their email below, so that way, because they had all the dates and everything on there, and I forgot to write them down, so I can't think of them off the top of my head. But it is very, very important that you get signed up, because they, after the sign up period, that's when they start finalizing the classes and who's going in which class and the number of instructors they need and all that stuff. So it's really important that you sign up ahead of the deadline, because if you don't, you're not going to be guaranteed a spot to be able to get in. I mean, if they just don't have the space, they're just going to say sorry. I was thinking about this as I was reading their email, and imagine any sort of event that you've planned, whether it's a family barbecue or a ward party or something like that, right? One of the hardest things about it, at least I always feel like when we plan them, is how many people are going to come, because that really entails, how much preparation we need to put in it, how much food we need to have, what chairs, tables, all that stuff. Well, same thing goes into running a online education program like Pathways, right? They need to know how many students are going to be taking the classes, because then they got to figure out how many instructors they need and how many, all the support for IT and all that, right? So it's important that you sign up on time, so that way they have a good kind of forecast of what next semester is going to be like. So please, if you haven't signed up for PC 102 and you plan on taking it in winter semester, go sign up for it today. That way you got your spot locked in. So other than that, thanks for the great semester, and I hope that I see you next semester. Bye.